All right, guys. So I've been listening with a lot of intrigue, a lot of these discussions about Mike Tyson and his thoughts on Anthony Joshua and whether or not he should fight Deontay Wilder, right? And the idea that why should he fight Deontay Wilder? He should fight, Ortiz instead, or he's a money man. Wilder ain't shit, or whatever, right? You know, First of all the names in the heavyweight scene right now, I mean, Wilder's one of the biggest names. Okay, so if you're not going to fight Wilder, your list of opponents, what do you have? Tyson Fury, Klitschko again. Who else do you have, really? Um, and who else are you going to say, oh, yeah, he's more well known? Like, seriously. So, but I do want to say this, and I don't mean this in any way, shape, or form as to be disrespectful towards Mike Tyson, but I just need to be honest. I don't take his opinions very serious. Not because I wouldn't respect his genuine opinion about shit, but because I honestly don't know if this is a Tyson that is just trying to please somebody, or if it's a Tyson that's just been paid to say something, right? I'm not saying like they write a check and they say, "Hey Tyson, here's a script, and we'll sign the check once you read the script." That's not what I mean. All right. It's just something I've kind of noticed. So Tyson is someone different depending on you know the circumstance, okay, or you know th- whatever location he's at. So, for example, like I'll never forget reading some interviews on UFC.com or watching YouTube videos when Tyson was really involved, like with the Ultimate Fighter and the UFC and Dana White, and every chance he got, I mean, it was all about, man, if this was around my day, I would be doing this. This is better than boxing. And oh, but boxing ain't nothing no more. And boxing ain't shit because of boring fighters like Mayweather. And it's just and one could say, well, hey, that's his opinion, right? If that was his opinion, like if that's how he really feels, there's no way for us to know because in a other interview, right, with some other journalist that covers boxing. I believe it was at Tyson's house. I mean, he's praising Mayweather. He's saying Mayweather is one of the all-time greats, and he's spectacular to watch. And he's talking completely different about him, and he's talking completely different about the sport. In one interview, I mean, he's trashing Klitschko, saying nobody knows who they are, and all this, right? Even though I know for a fact that they did like a, what do you want to call it, a montage or like when Vitaly made his comeback against Samuel Peter, George Foreman, Lennox Lewis, and Mike Tyson all came out, okay, in this screen or some shit like that, um, and it was like a 3D, like a hologram type of thing. And Tyson came out and supported Vitaly, and I'm like, and it was around the same time, man. And he's like really, Tyson? You're saying nobody knows who they are and they ain't shit, but you just like obviously you did something for a Vitaly Klitschko promo, and you called him by his name. How you even said Vitaly, right? I mean, this is either the Klitschko's paid you to do that little intro, right? Because you really need the money, um, or the UFC paid you, or nobody paid you. You just act like somebody different on, depending on the situation, right? It caught me by surprise the way Tyson talked about Klitschko in the Showtime interview with Jim Gray, um, because I never really sensed that Tyson really liked the Klitschko's, right? But when he was asked who would rather see win, Joshua or Klitschko, and I remember Tyson was like, "Oh, Klitschko." I mean, I just love watching him fight, and oh, he looks great, and who's better? But he even had an opinion on who's better, Vitaly or Vladimir, and he said Vitaly's better, but Vladimir looks better in the ring. And then he's like, if he wins, it's like I win. Like all of a sudden, Vladimir Klitschko winning is a you winning. because he's part of your era or some shit, right? But in interviews regarding like that were with mixed martial arts journalists, all you did was trash the Klitschko's. So you can't be two people. Like, you can't give two opinions. You can't. Like, this is strange to me. And isn't it also strange that they just like Showtime just randomly did an interview with Mike Tyson, like a special for the Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko fight? And isn't it ironic that, first of all, it's not like he had a big invested interest in this. He had, from what I understood him when he was talking, he only seen highlights of Anthony Joshua, right? Like a YouTube montage. Like he saw, he must have watched Guerrilla Productions, a 6-minute Guerrilla Productions, highlight video of Anthony Joshua or something, because that's all he knew. Oh, he's such a beast. He's a monster. From the highlights I've seen, he's unbelievable. Like, what? And then he's just praising Klitschko up and down, saying, I hope he wins, because if he wins, I win. And I'm just thinking to myself, that this guy was paid. He needed money, and he really wanted to impress Showtime and help him pump up this fight. It wasn't like an official thing, but when you play ball, all right, they'll call you again to play at bat, right? That's the way it is. You want to go to the plate again and go at bat, you go to Tyson, right? And that's the way I feel. Like, it's one day he says one thing, another day he says something else. A year from now, he may be like, he's gonna start saying shit like, "Oh, Deontay Wilder's unbelievable," and I always knew he was gonna be something great, and it's just, you just don't know where Tyson's gonna go, right? And that's just an observation I've had about Mike Tyson, right? And if you tie that to his financial problems, and I know he was doing, I don't know what happened. Like, they never really did much else, really. I haven't followed boxing that much, but what happened to his promotional company? Like, what happened with that? And I remember when he did the very first show we promoted, right? Was it Iron Mike or something like that? Productions or something like that, his promotional company. I mean, he broke down and started crying in the post-fight press conference, and he said, that this is the longest he's been sober in years, right? Because he said he's been lying to so many people, he hasn't been sober in so long, and he broke down. Now, I don't know whether that was true or not, because this is Mike Tyson, and look, it was like this. Everybody in press row just applauded him, and look, it's great when somebody gets off drugs and all that, but I honestly, I just don't know. I don't know if he did that because he wanted some praise because he got off the drugs, and there's people like that, right? Or if he did overcome that. But my point is, regardless, he has issues, right? The dude has issues, man, and he has financial issues. So it's somebody like that will say anything, okay? Someone like that will say absolutely anything. You could get Mike Tyson, and like, I remember, man, when he even said, like, I don't even watch boxing anymore or some shit like that, okay? If I remember correctly, like in the Ultimate Fight or something. And then not that long either before or after that, I saw him at the Cotto Margarito fight, like standing up when they were exchanging and cheering on one of them. Like, I'm just like, what are you talking about, Mike? Well, what do you mean? Like, what does that mean? What do you mean you never watched the Vitaly Klitschko fight? They put you, okay, in a hologram, calling him Vitaly Klitschko and saying, I've always supported you, go get him. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's just, this is strange, man. And a Mike Tyson opinion goes a long way. When Mike Tyson would trash boxing, dudes here that do MMA videos would come on here and be like, look, even Mike Tyson thinks boxing sucks. Even Mike Tyson says MMA is better, and he's one of their legends, right? It's what Mike Tyson says holds value, right? So I don't know exactly what the situation is with him and Deontay Wilder and Joshua, but I do know that for whatever reason, Mike Tyson just isn't that inclined to support Deontay Wilder. I don't know the reason. I can't get in his head. Okay, and I'm not around him to know, right? But it is kind of strange. It's very strange, right? Maybe he hasn't watched the highlight video. Maybe somebody's got to send him a highlight video of Deontay Wilder. Because that. How does he go from I don't know anything about Joshua. I've only seen highlight videos. He's a monster. He's a monster. How do you go from that to this guy's unbelievable? He's a cash cow of boxing. He's the future. Like how could he have an opinion like that? That's crazy. Deontay Wilder should even fight him. Well, why should he fight him? He's for what? Fight Ortiz. Doesn't even give you a reason why that's a better option. It's just like what? What? Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? It's strange. It's erratic, and don't be shocked if he gives you another take a month from now. Freeze his quotes from today, right, or yesterday, whenever it was, right, and then look up what Mike Tyson's saying about Deontay Wilder 4 months from now. I could almost guarantee you that it's going to be something completely different, depending on who asks him. Okay, it's just going to depend. So there you go. That's my take. This is D Style. I'm out.